A lot of people still have a lot of questions about the law enforcement response in Uvalde on Tuesday and today's press conference with DPS.
Joining us tonight to talk more is Fred Fletcher, a retired Austin Police Department commander and former police chief in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Fred, thanks for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
We're still learning exactly what unfolded on Tuesday, but we do know now that it took responding law enforcement officers quite a long time to enter the school and engage the killer. How big a mistake was that?
You know, I've had a lot of time to think about this, as police officers around the country have, and I grew up in the shadow of the University of Texas Tower, and when I was a commander in Austin, I had the shotgun that Houston McCoy carried when he climbed the tower to engage that active shooter back in 1966. And I used to pause in front of that case and look at that shotgun every time I entered my office and think about what it takes to climb those stairs, to face a gunman armed with a high-power rifle, and knowing the risk to yourself. And fast forward 30 years, and in my new home state of Colorado, we learned at Columbine that active shooters are determined to take lives. And we as police officers, as Houston McCoy and Ray Ramirez showed back in 1966, we have a fundamental obligation to engage an active shooter to protect our neighbors.
Well, Fred, in that time where the officers down in Uvalde weren't going into the elementary school, what would they be doing? What should they be doing? And is there a reason why they wouldn't go in right away?
Like you said at the opening, we're still learning all the details, and I know DPS will do a thorough job. I implore them to be as actively transparent and as timely as they can. That really lends to enhancing trust and building legitimacy with their community and across the state and the country. What we teach, and Texas has some of the best training in the country and the world there in San Marcos at the Alert Center about active shooter training. I've been a participant, I've been a trainer. For most of my career, we have learned and taught and practiced that as police officers, when there is an active shooter, you engage, engage, engage. You go and draw the fire, you draw the attention, you draw the energy, you draw the emotion so that you can protect our most vulnerable neighbors. Our job, our fundamental obligation when our neighbors are being harmed is to step into the gap, place ourselves between violence and our neighbors, and protect them. And oftentimes that comes with great risk, great detriment to ourselves. That is the oath we take, is that we are willing to put ourselves between violence and our neighbors, often at great risk to everything we have, everything we will be, and everything our family holds dear.
Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro is calling for the FBI to get involved in this specific investigation. What do you think needs to be done now to learn more about the response that they encountered and how they acted on Tuesday?
I think the more experts that can be involved in any assessment of a critical incident in which our neighbors are hurt and killed is good. The FBI is very capable. So is the Texas DPS. They are entirely capable of finding out exactly what happened and why. I would, again, like I said earlier, really encourage whoever is in charge of that to be deliberately active in transparency about what they know. That is fundamental to legitimacy and relational policing and building trust with our community so that they can have faith that we will improve our processes and that we will commit ourselves to placing ourselves between violence and our neighbors who are at risk.
Retired APD commander and former Chattanooga, Tennessee Police Chief Fred Fletcher, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. We appreciate it.